Segment is sponsored by Martin, Harding and Mazzotti.
Wells Fargo, one of the largest banks in the United States, is making headlines again. The bank says it's now paying $80 million to customers for charging them for insurance they didn't want or need. Here to help us examine the issue is Rosemary Bogdan of the law firm Martin, Harding and Mazzotti. Rosemary, thanks for being with us this morning.
Glad to be here.
So can you break this down for us and tell our viewers a little bit about what's happened?
Well, as you can remember, Wells Fargo was in the news in the fall for secretly opening accounts that customers didn't know they had, and now they're in the news again. And basically, in this instance, what they did is they were charging customers for collision insurance on their automobiles that they didn't want or need.
So how does something like this happen with one of these big banks?
Well, this is basically how it happened. They took out their auto loan with Wells Fargo, and what Wells Fargo did is added insurance for collision, and they can require that you have collision insurance because your car is collateral for the loan. But they were supposed to check and see, did the people already have the coverage? If they didn't have coverage, they could add it. But instead, they just added it, and it was duplicative of the coverage they already had.
People had twice what they needed.
Right, and they never consented to having the additional coverage added.
And so what are some of the consequences of this for those consumers?
Oh, well, here they are expecting perhaps a $350 withdrawal from their account, and now it's $400 because they've added an insurance premium. So now what's happening is their bank accounts get overdrawn, and even a lot of them had their cars repossessed because there wasn't enough money in their account to make the payments that they never consented to have to make.
Something nobody wants to see for sure when they go into their bank accounts.
Absolutely, and especially with the men and women on active duty. They're overseas serving our country, and this is happening on autopilot.
Yeah, absolutely. So what can people do then to protect themselves from something like this?
Well, I think in today's age, because we all get statements electronically, we're less likely to read them. The withdrawals are done automatically, so we're less likely to look exactly what they are. But we have to do our due diligence and look at all those electronic statements, and every single line item you have to question, what is this charge for? And if you don't know, call. Because in this case, it was for insurance they didn't need.
Auto withdrawal can make it so easy sometimes to just say, well, that's just something I already paid for.
Right, and you get your statements electronically, and if you don't open the email and you don't look at it, you're not itemizing the charges and making sure they're all proper.
Double check those statements. All right,
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for